Welcome to today's episode of Meet Your Personal Trainer, episode 6. The topic is fail again. Now it's early in the morning and it's about getting up and getting things moving. Today I want to discuss squat technique. Now I've done a lot of content and I've spoken to local physio about where to start.
And you slowly lower the weight down, and then there's a constant push back up to your starting position.
Big movement, so you have to have a lot of strength to do that.
Yes, of course.
But in saying that, we do that every day and we tend to overcomplicate it, right?
Yes.
So in the gym, people have come to me and said, Sally, I think I've got back pain. Is it back pain or is it a muscular pain that I've never done this movement before?
If you've had back pain before you started squatting, then obviously then you might have an issue with the squat depending on what kind of injury you do have. There are a whole lots of different reasons why you have back pain. Some of them you can squat with, some of them you probably shouldn't squat with. I can't really answer that right now for everybody. If you want that answer, you probably need to get an assessment from a physio. What was your second question?
How heavy should people squat?
How heavy should you squat? So so you should squat as heavy as you can as long as you have progressed yourself into that weight. You shouldn't just start off with 150 kilos as Sally has mentioned earlier. Definitely want to grade yourself into that progression, into that weight, and as long as your form is good. So you need to be maintaining good hip range, lumbar lordosis, good knee movement and good ankle movement as well. If you have an issue with one of those joints, it's going to affect how the whole squat looks. It's going to affect other joints and how they move as well.
Yeah, so for example, people going to squat down and as they push up, their knees buckle in.
Yes.
You know, that could be many reasons. Could be your glute, could be your quad, hamstring.
Could be ankle too.
Ankle.
So if you don't have ankle dorsiflexion, for example, and you're not actually able to bend forward into that squat from your ankle, you might compensate by collapsing your knees in, which lets your ankle actually have a fake movement where it kind of bends forward, but then your knees collapse. And what happens then? You put a lot of pressure on the medial side of your knees. You put a lot of pressure on your quads. They're not really activating very well. You don't have good what we call external rotation, holding that out.
Yeah. Because I see a lot of people go up on their toes.
Yeah.
So they don't have any awareness that their feet are actually doing something.
Especially if you go onto your toes, what's happening is a lot of that center of gravity is moving forward and you're trying to
You're
balance.
loading the knees. And that's why people go, oh, I've got knee pain. It's because you need to get that form checked, because what's the point of having a really bad foundation and then adding load on it?
Yeah.
Is that recipe for disaster?
Definitely. If you want to build your house, you got to start with your basics, start with the basics.
And like, you're talking about mechanics, and we've got a couple of like, what are they called? What are they called here?
This is my foot.
Yeah, it's my foot. Things that affect the squat, as Kang was saying, his ankle mobility, hip insertion, and other your anatomy basically.
Yeah. So if we look at this ankle, for example, you'll see here where this is called your tibia, and that's your fibula. So they're the two bones that come down in your shin, and they attach here onto the ankle joint. If you guys can see in here, there's all these soft tissue and ligaments. They form this capsule, and if you've got capsular tightness or joint tightness, and you're not able to go into dorsiflexion, some people might want to turn their foot out and then collapse their arch inwards to create that fake kind of a dorsiflexion movement.
And another example we have here is Harry the Spine.
I think he's got a little bit of scoliosis.
Oh, poor Harry. Yes, so I mentioned a little bit about that, your hip insertion, and Kang had a chat with me about it before, and mentioned that females have obviously different hips.
Yeah, so men and women have different anatomy. Women have wider hips. And that'll affect how the joint moves. And that's just one example. People, just because you're a man or just because you're a woman doesn't mean you have the same as the man or woman next to you. Everybody's different. there's a whole bunch of different reasons why your hip moves slightly different than the other person. That's going to be your anatomy, muscle strength,
Yeah.
soft tissue tightness, or laxity. Some people just move better than others.
So all right, fair enough. Some people move better than others, but does that mean you shouldn't be squatting?
No, definitely not. Just because someone else moves better, they can get a lower squat, doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing your squat at all.
Yeah.
You should squat. Squat is a good movement if you're able to.
Yeah.
If you don't have any injuries that are preventing you to
Yeah.
do so. You should be able to squat to what you're comfortable with.
What a great way of getting information by speaking to a physio who deals with biomechanics on a daily basis. Now, coming back to squat, if you can't squat, it's okay. You don't need to focus on a squat if you find it really difficult. I'm not saying you shouldn't try, but at the moment, I've got a bit of a knee injury and it's so important for me to keep that strength up. So I'm showing you an exercise of unilateral exercises, leg press. I love the leg press. It's underutilized, and a lot of people think that because you can't squat, you can't do anything else. No, you can do all these different types of exercises to work the lower body, not just a squat. You can vary the intensity, you can vary the weight, you can vary the tempo, and as you can see, I'm performing a Bulgarian split squat. It's one of my favorite exercises to work my weaker side and then my not so weaker side. And it's just a great all-round exercise that you can do to work the lower body. You should try that one. Welcome to the Micro Mike Show. Who do we have here?
This is Martin Fortune here, and I'm here to talk about the Me movement with Sally.
Thanks, Martin. Today's topic of the day is movement. Do you think movement is important, and how do you incorporate it into your daily life?
Movement is very important. There's different styles of movement people do it, and people don't realise even being static can be a movement. You just need to make sure that when you get up, what you're doing is what you really want to do with life. So when you go down for a walk, if you decide to walk the dog, or if you go to the gym, just make sure it's what you love doing, and don't do something that you don't want to do that makes you feel terrible in life.
So it's important to do what you enjoy. So touching on that, Martin, can you tell me what is your favorite exercise or movement that if that was the last exercise on earth, what would you be doing? Can we just check out his guns? Come on, give us a bit of a pose there, young lad. Oh, front double bicep. That's lovely. So tell me.
So my favourite movement has to be a deadlift. Without a doubt, the deadlift has to be
Why?
my movement. Because I just love lifting heavy shit. Lifting heavy stuff off the ground, and it's really nothing better than hitting the 1 rep max on a deadlift. I can't think of anything better in this life.
And there you have it. Do what you enjoy. Lift heavy, as Martin says, but most importantly, do what you love. Thanks for joining me today in the Me Movement. Topic of the day is movement. Who will I interview next? About failing. Failing, and then one day things make sense and it becomes a whole picture. Now, if we don't fail or we don't even try, how we're going to know to get even better? And that's what I want you to take out of today. It's about actually stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about movement. It's about getting out there and putting yourself out on a limb, because you're going to know that you've done something, but you're going to also realize that there is a chance that you are going to fall flat on your face. It's going to hurt. It's going to be super painful. But isn't that better than not even having it at all? I can't think of anything worse. Not having it at all. Thank you for joining me today on Meet Your Personal Trainer. My name is Sally from the Me Movement. I'll see you next time.